Welcome to another episode of Beauty Debate. Today's episode is almost a secret because I don't talk about these things openly because I don't agree with them. I don't agree with pressing to cover up the insecurities, but it has been requested so many times. And also another reason why I will talk about it is because I see confidence as two stages. One of them is real confidence, and then the other one is what you think will get you the confidence. You can't get real confidence without getting to here first. So most people think if they don't feel insecure about their body or if they look perfect, they will stop feeling insecure and they will start feeling confident. I will give you the tools to stop feeling insecure about your body and look amazing in your own eyes and feel comfortable in your body and dress perfectly. But you will see that this isn't the root of confidence. And then we can come to here. You might see that this isn't the real reason why you should feel confident. You shouldn't feel confident just because you have an acceptable and good body now in other people's eyes. But we can't get here without getting here. So I'm gonna give you the tips on how to actually, it's so hard to word this. I wanna say look amazing, but you will look amazing without this. But I'm just gonna speak in a different language today. That's why this video is secret. I'm gonna tell you how you can look amazing no matter what area of your body you're struggling with. So let's get started. I'm having the coziest night. I have the fireplace on. And it is so cute, and yeah, it's like a cozy little night. We can talk about anything we want. So there are a few general areas where people will feel insecure about their body, and these are just generalizations, things that I have seen, but you might be insecure about a specific thing, like, you know, this spot on your face or this spot on your hand. I'm going to talk about the general things today, but if there is something you're struggling with and you want to actually discuss it with me, you can DM me on Instagram, you can comment under the video and tell me about it. But today I'm going to go over the general things. So many people feel insecure about having extra fat or, you know, a bigger size around their legs, around their tummy, around their arms, their shoulder size, their waist size, or sometimes people feel insecure about not having enough curve in their body as a woman and they feel like they need to look more feminine. Another thing I am gonna challenge in my other videos, they need to look more feminine and they need to get that shape and they don't feel like they have those curves. So there are many ways that you can cover up those insecurities. Number one is actually literally covering up physically and wearing something over it that can influence the perception of its size. Number two is wearing things around it so that it'll change the proportions of your body and it will create a contrast. For example, you can have something bigger here, which makes here look smaller. Those two are the best ways that you can work around your body size and basically manipulate the perception of your body. Let's start off with arms. So let's say you're insecure about your arm size and you actually think it looks bigger than it is, or you want it to look smaller. We're gonna first look at the kind of fabrics that you wear. If you wear a knitted top, a long sleeve top or a short sleeve top, when you wear a knitted fabric, the stretch of the knit is gonna be more visible. So a woven fabric has threads going this way and that way, and it can stretch either this way or that way or both ways, or it might not stretch at all, and it's like a uniform kind of stretch that you have. But what happens with knitted fabrics is that knits basically go like this, right? So you have these visible lines on a knitted fabric, and what happens is when you wear them, the bigger part of your body stretches that knit more than the smaller part of your body, and you see this curve that's just going down. And it's basically outlining your arm shape more than it needs to. It's like highlighting the shape of your arm. And if you're already insecure about the shape of your arm, that knitted fabric is gonna go, oh, let's have a look at this curve. Like, it's like a curve where you don't want it to be. Lines of the knit is gonna follow that line. Avoid the knitted fabrics that do that. And even if you can't see those lines, because the knitted fabric is so prone to stretching, it's not going to create any support or any shape around your arm if it's already soft. Number two, if you're wearing a short sleeve top, where the line of the arm ends is really important. If the arm of your top ends here, for example, and that's like the most wide section of your arm, basically you're gonna see a line where the top ends, right? And that line is highlighting, again, the widest part of your arm. What happens is it basically draws your eye to that point, and that's the widest part of your arm. So you're gonna see a line as big as you know, the widest part of your arm. That's the same if you wear a top, for example. If you wear it on your waist and your waist is smaller, you're gonna look more snatched. But if you wear it on your lower belly, it's gonna create a longer line, and that line is what gets your attention first, and it makes you think this is the size of the thing that I'm looking at. So you wanna actually have short sleeve tops that maybe ends where your armpit is, because yes, it exposes more of the bigger area, but that line that we're using is actually around the smaller part of your arm. So it's gonna make you feel like it's a bit more petite. And if you wear a short sleeve top but it ends here, it's not actually the widest part of your top, but let's say it's a t-shirt. The t-shirt is gonna rest on the widest part of your arm again, and it's gonna flare out from there. So you're gonna have an even bigger box underneath, like a circle underneath, and you're gonna have the wide part which led the t-shirt down that path. So you're gonna have the same problem. So when I wear short sleeves and I'm insecure about my arms, I will actually wear shorter sleeve tops, or I will actually fold my short sleeve tops. Another thing is neckline. If your neckline is not flattering, it's not made for you, it's not going to look good. I know that a V shape doesn't look good on me, or I know that like a oval shape doesn't look good on me, but something that ends right here, or something that opens up my chest area more, looks better on me. I have a smaller cup size, so that's what works for me. Something else might work for you. There is no formula that I can tell you that will look good on you. You need to try and see for yourself which kind of necklines look better on you. If you need help figuring that out, you can DM me and ask me. If you want to have a deep dive, I have a one-on-one styling session. The first one is free. You can come with all your questions and I will help you out. So make sure to take advantage of that. Thing is the shape of your bra. If your bra is too tight for you and it's squishing your beautiful, soft, fat tissues, it's making them pop out, that's gonna make you feel like you're bigger than you are. First of all, you're in something that you don't fully fit in. You're wearing something that's squishing you, and it's making that part smaller because it's too small. So the fat tissue that is supposed to be there is coming out of other areas, and it creates a less structured look. And it's not like, you know, a beautiful soft silhouette that we like. It's something that seems disrupted, and you don't want those lines. You want to wear a bra that is comfortable. I always wear a bra that is a little bit wider than it needs to be, or I always will add additions at the back that help stretch it. But I don't have a big cup size, so it's easy for me to do that. If you have a big cup size, I know it's hard and you need something that's actually tight and holds you in place. And if that's the case and you can't find a bra that is gonna, you know, not squish you in too much, you can wear like a singlet over it to smooth out that line. You can even wear corsets if you want under your tops, but I know that's too much effort. So you can just wear a simple singlet or a tube top that can basically smooth out the line for you when you wear something else on top. Moving down to our tummy. If you're uncomfortable with your tummy, I understand. It's so common. Please don't think that you're the only one. So many people are insecure about it, and it's okay. I'm not going to convince you about how beautiful and attractive your tummy actually is and how valuable and important it is to being a human and having a woman's body. Even though those are true, I'm gonna focus on how to actually cover it up. So it depends how insecure you are about your tummy, right? So for example, if you're insecure about your lower tummy, that's different. If you're insecure about your waistline, that's different. If you feel like your tummy is like going out, you look fine from the front, but when you turn around, your tummy is, you know, bigger than you want it to be. Those are all different things, and they all have different solutions. If you're uncomfortable with your waistline and you feel like your waist isn't as small as you want it to be, one really common advice from everyone is wear something, put a belt on your waist and make it pop. But sometimes if your waistline isn't there, you're like, what am I popping? Like, it's not working. I don't get the result that you're telling me that I will get. So what I want you to do is I want you to have structured t-shirts or structured shirts or tops that will actually hold its shape when you put a belt. So what you want to do is when you have a t-shirt and you're putting a belt over it, you're going to put the belt over and you're going to lift up your top. And when you lift up your top, I want you to let it stay on top, and I want you to create that contrast that we're talking about. And your belt is going to be the smallest point, and then upper part of the top is going to stand up, and then the lower part of the top is going to also be a little bit puffed out. So you're going to create a little bit of a waistline with that. And this works if you're also uncomfortable with your lower tummy, because what happens is when you've put the belt in, you actually puffed up this structured top underneath it, you actually create a room for your tummy to fit into. So that's a really, really good technique. Another good way to cover up your tummy is wearing flowy skirts, wearing comfortable pants, because you're obviously gonna hate your tummy if you're wearing tight jeans that end at your belly button and you're sitting down, and again, wherever it's too tight compared to what it should be, the fat that's supposed to be there is gonna go up or it's gonna go down. It's gonna go to the places that you don't want. Obviously, you're gonna feel thicker or, you know, uncomfortable with how you look, because it's not even how you look. It's the way that this thing actually shaped you. So you're not gonna do that. You're gonna wear something that allows the fat on your body. Stop trying to remove the fat. Stop trying to hide the fat. You need to work with the fat. It's a part of your body. Even if you're in your dream body, you would still have fat, and you will still have skin, and you would still have to work with it. If you were skinny and you tried to wear children's clothing, you would still feel fat because it would push the body, the skin, and the fat into the wrong areas. No one has 0% body fat. Everyone has fat, and that's fine. And we need to work with the fat. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna wear things that allow your fat to move around. You're gonna say, oh, I'll wear high-waisted jeans, or I'll wear high-waisted pants, and that won't happen. Jeans, first of all, are so structured that it's gonna do the same thing. If you have a tummy and you wear the jeans, and it's not gonna let your fat move when you sit down, and it's gonna create this big thing that you're uncomfortable with, and I don't want you to go through that. You wanna wear something that's stretchy, or you wanna wear something that's loose enough. Maybe you wanna wear low-waisted jeans, but they're loose enough that they actually work with your lower waist. Or maybe you wanna wear dress pants and they're, high-waisted enough and they're actually flowy enough that make you feel comfortable. And I know it can be hard to find those pieces that fit you really well, which is the reason why I'm wearing skirts 24/7. You will always see me in a long skirt. I'm just obsessed with them. I love them. You are gonna have a high-waisted or low-waisted, depending on how you feel, skirt, whether it's mini skirt or it's a long line skirt, doesn't matter. You want to have them around your waist, and it's gonna flow over your tummy. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna cover everything, especially when you sit down. You're gonna feel so much more comfortable. And you need to wear the right underwear underneath it. You can't wear, again, an underwear that is making you suffocated. You can't wear shapewear underneath it that makes you, again, hold that fat in, and it's not letting it move, and it's gonna come out of somewhere when you sit down. That line, that top line of the shapewear is gonna be around your waist, and it's gonna push the fat above and it's gonna push the fat below. Or it's gonna make it so tight that it can't move around and it looks even more stiff. You don't want that. You wanna work with your fat. So you wanna wear the right underwear and you wanna wear the right skirt. And you wanna find skirts that are, again, loose enough. For example, if you have a really tight skirt, it's gonna do the same thing as the pants. It's not gonna work. Those are my tips on how you can use the bottoms to actually cover up your stomach. If you feel like you can cover up your tummy correctly with the tops you wear, you don't have to change the pants. If you don't wanna wear skirts, and if you don't wanna change the pants you wear, you can still get away with wearing loose t-shirts. You wanna wear loose t-shirts that fit well. I know everyone knows how to wear a loose t-shirt, but you don't know how to fully style it to make it look intentional. I will always wear a loose t-shirt, as I said, that still highlights my upper body well, and its only purpose isn't just to hide my stomach, because anything can hide my stomach. I could just wear a rubbish bag and it'll hide my stomach, but it's also gonna hide the other things about me, so I don't wanna do that. You're wearing t-shirts. I have two options for you. If you wear a t-shirt that is thin and it actually is soft and it can fold around your body really well, and you're happy with the upper part of your body and you're unhappy with the lower part, that's what I recommend, okay? Because if you have a very structured t-shirt, it's gonna look like you are more boxy than you are. Yes, it's covering the bottom, but it's also making you boxy at the top. So let's say your tummy is extruded towards the front. A boxy t-shirt is gonna work well because basically it's gonna follow the shape of your shoulders and it's gonna go down straight, and it's gonna work well, and it's gonna cover the front of your tummy because it's structured enough to be able to hug around it, but not to hug that it shows the shape. It just sort of flows around it and it works. But if your tummy is making you uncomfortable because it's wide and your hips are wide, you wanna wear t-shirts that are soft, and you wanna wear t-shirts that feel smooth. You need to realize which part of your tummy are you uncomfortable with? Is it the fact that it's going that way, or is it the fact that it's going that way? Make sure you follow the shape of your body. If you're wearing something tight, you want to avoid it being patterned, because if there's a pattern, it's going to shape around your body, right? And those curves of your tummy are the things you're uncomfortable with. And that pattern is going to shape around it. And when you look at it from the front, it's going to be distorted because it's not on a flat plane anymore. It's actually curved. Lastly, in winter or in summer, you can wear scarves and you can just lay them on top of your tummy, and it's an effortless way to feel like you don't even care what's going on down there. It's a straight line. I don't see what's behind it. Even if I see what's behind it, that's not what my brain registers. My brain registers this color block, this, line going down and this elongated form. So you wanna use the visual language properly. Now we're doing legs. So if you're uncomfortable with the shape of your legs, you wanna maybe elongate them and be above your knee. It's too thick or your thighs are touching, which is again, a vibe, but you're here trying to cover it. I don't know why. You want to choose the right kind of pants, and I'm not going to talk too much about skinny pants because I feel like no one wears them anymore. Not that there's a problem with that, but not many people wear it, so I'm going to just skip that part. And there's not much you can do with skinny jeans because they just hug your body as they are, and I think they can be very, very flattering, but not many people choose them right now. With loose pants, so you would think that baggy pants are gonna make you look great. But again, that boxiness I explained with the structured shirt, the same thing goes for the pants. So you want the pants to hug around the part of your body that you're most comfortable with. If you want your legs to look more skinny, you need to be able to work around that structure again. So you want the pants that you're wearing to flow around the smoothest part of your leg, just like the t-shirt thing we talked about. So let's say you are uncomfortable with, the lower part of your leg, like around your knee, just above your knee. That part can be chunky and cute, but you're uncomfortable with it. So you want the pants that you wear to hug just above that, and then let the rest of it be loose and invisible. So what happens is you're choosing to show visual information about the parts that you want. You're controlling the perception, because underneath that loose part, there could be anything, but you don't know. And you basically don't register that. So all you register is what you see. So you wanna create the shape around the smoothest part of your leg that you're comfortable with. What happens is with yoga pants, the ones that flare out, they have the tightest part going down all the way to the knee, and then they smooth out just underneath the knee. Underneath your knee, your calves are already smooth, like you're not getting any positives out of that. The tight part is following all the curves around the body, and it's not creating any smoothness. It's just following the path. Another thing is wearing pants, if they're high-waisted enough, and if you're actually showing the jeans from the tummy down to the legs, that actually makes such a big difference, because you want to elongate the legs, and the more fabric area that you cover with, the part that's supposed to be your legs, the longer it's going to look. So the longer your pants are, the closer they are to touching the ground, your legs are going to look longer. The higher they are, if they're not covered by a shirt, if they're not covered by, your top, and you can actually see the tummy part, you're going to see a whole long line, and it's going to make so much sense, and it's going to look really, really beautifully, effortlessly smooth. Shoe types also matter. You have boots, and then you have pants that finish at your ankle. You just cut your height by 20 centimeters. Because let's say it's only 10 centimeters on your legs. It translates to, 20 centimeters for your whole body. So you want to work with that proportion really well. Whatever you're doing with your fashion, whatever you're wearing, I want you to pay attention to the lines where the clothing ends. This is what creates the structure and the frame around your body. Whether it's the neckline, whether it's the pants, or it's the tops, or it's like a band of your skin showing. I want you to see which part is this line sitting. Is it the wider part, or is it the smaller part? Do I want to highlight the smaller part of my body? Then you need to have those lines being ends, or it meets the other part of your clothing. I want that to be on the smaller section. If you want to add volume and if you want curves to your body, I want you to have that line on the wider part of your body. Basically, those lines, those transition of the pieces are the parts of the clothing that get the most amount of attention from our eyes when we first look at them. So you want those lines to be at the place that you want to be looked at. Those lines are going to communicate the actual width of your body. If it's your arms, if it's at the widest part, if it's ending at the widest part, it's not going to make sense. If it's knitted and it's going down and those lines are now vertical and they're following the shape of your arm, they're not going to make you happy if you're trying to make them smaller. If you want to, widen your hips, but you have that band at the smallest part of your waist, it's not going to make sense. If you want to make your stomach smaller, but you have that line again on the biggest part, it's not going to make sense. That's another reason I tell you not to wear really tight underwear or wear really tight bras, because your underwear ends around your, belly button, and that's a wider part of your body, and your bra ends just above your waist around your back. That's also a wider part of your body compared to your waist. So even if the clothing doesn't finish there, you're creating shadows and lines around where that bra is or where that underwear is. So you are adding more information, more visual information, and that's where the attention goes to. You have power to manipulate where the attention goes to with clothing. Designers do this all the time. Fashion designers do these knowingly. There's nothing wrong with, controlling these things. So I want you to pay attention to the lines, to the shadows. What am I saying? What's the first thing that's getting my attention? You want to manipulate that. And you want to treat your body like a canvas, and you add each stroke with care, and you create your own amazing artwork. I hope that you enjoy that process, and you can always ask me any questions that you have. I want to finish off with saying no one needs to use any of these techniques to be more beautiful or to be more valuable or to be more acceptable. Nothing like that. These things, you do not need these things to make you a more beautiful person. But if it's going to make you more comfortable, I want you to be comfortable about yourself, and I want you to find yourself beautiful so that you can get to the part where you will see yourself as beautiful as you actually are without any of these things, because you will see that this isn't the answer. This is just a tool, and you know, it's nice, but it's not everything. So I don't want you to feel like to hide anything in your body. I want you to just know that it's possible. It's 2025, you know, fashion has been going on for thousands of years, and these are things we should just know, you know, but they are not important, but you should know them. I wouldn't gatekeep. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I can't wait to see you on the next one. Take care. Mwah.